Today, my guest on SME Narrative is Bil Muhammad. Bil was once into galamsey, but today he's moved on and is now a shoemaker. He's trained over 15 people. At the moment, he has about 6 permanent staff and apprentices of about 10 under him. And he tells me he pays his staff about 3,000 Ghana cedis every month. Bil Muhammad today joining us on SME Narrative. But let's take our base language for today, which is earnest money. Hello, welcome back. We're going straight to the Ghana Stock Exchange to see how people are making earnest money in the stock market today. We need to do that. Abdu, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Edward. Activity on the market like yesterday was moderate. There was not much movement, and that has resulted in the market indices closing flat at the end of the session. The activity on the market today was largely driven by MTN. There were exchanges across 6 counters. MTN did 345,734, followed by Calbank, which did some 5,000 shares, 640 with ETI, that's EcoBank Transnational. GCB did some 100 shares, then 6,875 shares with Societe Generale, as low as 50 shares Total. Of course, Total was the only player yesterday. It's appreciated by 1 peso yesterday. In terms of how all these translated on the markets indices, the composite index, of course, as I said, remained flat. The financial stock index also recorded no change. If you have invested in the market since the start of the year, you're having some 46.68% as far as your return is concerned. If you have also invested in any of the financial stocks, you're getting some 16.11% as your return. In terms of the total volume of shares that were traded on the market today, it has dipped from what we saw yesterday from 519,000 to 358,000. Also, the value of shares also dropped from somewhere 2.2 million yesterday to somewhere 427,000. And of course, the composite index has not made any change because of the fact that there was no price move on the market today. The market capitalization has also remained at a little over 64 billion. There was no much activity on the market today, Edward.
Abdul, you know, today on the SME Narrative, I'm hosting a gentleman from Kumasi, all the way from Kumasi. He used to be at Dunkanofin, moved to Kumasi, and he's telling me at the moment he has 6 permanent staff, 10 apprentices, but these permanent staff, shoemaking, he pays each 3,000 Ghana cedis. And that's fantastic.
For me, during the production, all that I was thinking about is the fact that for those who hold a thought that without galamsey are not going to survive, this story should inspire you, that you don't have to engage in activities that distract the environment, activities that would not inure to our socio-economic benefits. If you don't have the financial muscle to engage in legal small-scale mining, there are alternatives, and I'm sure the story of Nabil is going to inspire a lot of people today.
I tell you today. So let's play the bumper for the SME narrative, and then there's a story that we did about Nabil, which was done by Jibo last year. So let's pick the narrative bumper, and then we go to that story. With a population of over 1 billion people, footwear is one of the fast and emerging business opportunities in Africa. It is not just the size of Africa's market that is attractive to the footwear industry. Africa is also richly endowed with the raw materials, impressive talent, and affordable labor that gives it the edge to build a multi-billion-dollar footwear industry. Countries like Ethiopia, Kenya, Ghana, and Nigeria are leading the footwear revolution on the continent. This is vintage. I invoke that's drawing a lot of young men into the business. Bil Muhammad, who completed senior high school in Kumasi in 2007 at Sakafia Islamic School, is one of them.
I say my shoulder is as apprentices and will be a senior. I say, hey, you man, I'm school, no my better than shame. And I'm shade the way I'll see. I find some machine or much 2 weeks. Now we do home. Take through another call market, they be a ton near my team. Or I'm a school. Let me am up a ton of my better now. I'm a crack.
Kumasi is a growing city of over 2 million people. Major transportation and commercial hub in Ghana. And Nabil decided to relocate to his roots at Dunkonopin to start the sandals and slippers business.
Until now, that's now for school. Every GHS and son and Miko Kumasi. To me, we in Jumano, even though now a call Kumasi center, but now a mom you Kumas no more Dawson. And I'm here asking now, minimum environment into
But life was not all that rosy. He settled at his hometown, was compelled to venture into illegal mining, say, from 2011 to 2016. The aim was to mobilize funds to start his business.
Easy. No, so I'm kind of walk simple and because so many ideas, markets, no auto. But so far, I say now, idea just a car. Ako commercial auto. Until Faka or soon free and conquer the Toma. I was just going to tell you. At that time, so let me miss our capital. Until now, say me do work and I'm saying. Now, me coca crap. Until now, cause me yeah, but I'm saying forever. Because I say me capital. I'm ready to call me the container. Me yeah container anyway. Me yeah crap. Me the image man.
Football is the passion of this young man. Hello, welcome back, Nabil. That was you on the air over there.
Yes, boss.
Great to have you.
So
who is Nabil Muhammad?
Well, Nabil Muhammad, I'm the firstborn of my parents. We are 5 in number, 4 boys and 1 girl. I was born in Kumasi Minshe Hospital. But when I was like 2 years old, I was taken to stay with my grandmom in Dunkwao, my paternal grandmother. So there I was taken to Ahmadiyya Primary Junior High School. That's where I completed. And then I moved to Accra to learn embroidery.
You learn embroidery?
Yeah, I learned embroidery.
So what you're wearing, you sewed yourself, or this one you bought it?
This one my brother's. It's sort of like in family.
Okay.
So
but you learn embroidery as well?
I learned embroidery as
well. So you can do this one?
Yeah, I can do this one.
Wow. Go ahead.
Then
that was after GHS?
After GHS. So I told him I wanted to go to senior high school.
Okay. So after learning embroidery, you want to go to senior high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just a year I was taken back to Kumasi to stay with my parents. And there I was taken to Sakafi Educational Complex. But before I was taken to school, I had a friend who was a shoemaker, who still is a shoemaker, that I used to visit and then maybe go have conversations with him. So from there, I developed a passion for shoemaking. And one day, my mom asked me if I wanted to do shoemaking instead of go to school. I said, no, I wanted to go to school. So I was taken to school, but I still did visit my friend from time to time. So when I was in senior high school too, I had a cousin who was also a shoemaker, and I told him I wanted to learn. So after school, I'll go to him, maybe sit for some few hours. I'll come from school like 3:30, go there, and then I will help him out. So yeah.
That's how it started.
That's how it started.
So did you go through apprenticeship with your cousin?
Nope.
What happened?
Well, the idea was to go there and help him out. Mostly he didn't even give me anything to do because he knew thought I couldn't do it. So one day, like a week or it was like a week into, then I told him that I wanted some materials and do slippers myself. I gave him money to buy them for, but he didn't. So the next time I followed him to the market. The money that I even went to the market with is not even up to 3 cities because like somewhere 2004.
Oh, 2004.
Yeah.
It's not up to today's 3 cities.
3 cities because even at 2007 after school when I was doing shoemaking, I sold one for like 6 cities.
The first shoe.
Yeah, my
sandals you sold out. Okay.
For 6 cities. So at that time, the money that I went to the market was not even up to
3
cities.
Wow.
I went and got some materials, came home, and there I did my first slippers. He was even surprised.
So you stayed with him for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you were able to make your own sandals.
My own sandals. Yeah.
And that's how you started.
That's how I started.
Now, when you completed SHS, you didn't want to go ahead to university, or you wanted to do that?
I really wanted to go to, because what I wanted to do at that time was IT.
Okay.
That was what I was interested in at that time. But due to financial difficulties, I had to find other alternative. Luckily for me, I had already learned the shoemaking.
Okay.
So right after 2007, right after senior high school, I jumped into shoemaking. And the rest
so how did you land at the Galamsey site?
Well, my dad has let me say his cousin, who is in Dunkwao. His name is Mr. Smiley Bugit.
That's Dunkonofin.
Dunkonofin.
Okay.
Who he invited me to come and help him out. So I went there, but I went with the idea of going there to get capital so that I will be able to invest in my business. So I went there, I spent like 3 years in the Galamsey business. I got some money. I made a container and started working. So I was going to the site, but I was still doing my shoemaking. Maybe I'll come early in the morning, I'll do what I have to do. So around 2 or 3, I'll leave my shop and have to go to site.
Okay.
So unfortunately for me, I went to play soccer one Sunday. We call it Sunday special, and I had a fracture. I asked them to take me to the hospital, but they didn't. They took me to one native doctor. He did what he thought was right. I was brought home. Because due to I was feeling a lot of pains. So I asked them to take me to the hospital. They didn't. And there was this. My dad's elder brother was a nurse. She would come home and give me some drugs and inject me with, just to slow down the pain, ease the pain. Just a week, like from Sunday to the next Sunday, my leg had swollen.
Wow.
So I forced some of my cousins to take me to the hospital, and they did. When we reached the government hospital, they said there was nothing they could do about it.
You have to amputate?
No, so they transferred me to Confanoshi Teaching Hospital in Kumasi.
Wow.
On arrival, all the doctors that came to me said there was nothing they could do and to amputate.
Wow. So they amputated you?
Yeah, everybody was even scared to sign the papers, but I took the papers myself and signed it because they said there was nothing they could do.
Now, this did not discourage you?
Oh no, this is not as good. This is
to continue the shoemaking business?
No. Because mostly, even though yes, the leg helps in maybe going to the market and maybe looking for some materials, but the job is mostly done with the hand, and not just done, it comes from
your brain.
The brain. So since the brain is intact.
So at the moment, how many workers do you have?
At the moment, I have 6 permanent workers, but I have a lot of apprentices, and I have some who have passed and opened their own shops too. But in my shop, I have 6 permanent workers.
So how many shops do you have in Dunkwa and then Kumasi?
Okay, it used to be 4
At Dunkwa.
at Dunkwa, but due to COVID-19 and the slow down of business, I had to close down one shop and then move the other workers to the other shops.
Okay.
So from there now, you know, Dunkwa is a small town.
Okay.
Kumasi is a big city, and mostly big. I want to do most of my business online.
Okay.
When you're in Dunkwa, and then maybe someone orders from maybe Bolga, or you cannot send directly to Bolga.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I moved
Kumasi.
to Kumasi. But my shops are still in Dunkwa. The boys are working. So when I start an online business, and then maybe someone orders from maybe Bolga or any place, you know, in Kumasi you can access a packet,
yes,
from Kumasi.
Now, so the guys you've left who are running your shops, what is the relationship, the contract between you, I mean, and them?
Okay, before I left Dunkwa, you know, they are my apprentices, even though I opened the shop for them to be the heads, but I was giving them maybe at the end of the month maybe some little for maybe TNT and all that. But when I was leaving Dunkwa, you know, now they are going to be the face of, or maybe the main workers. So you cannot just leave them with TNT. So I developed a plan where I give them capital, the materials. I know the amount of materials that I've given them, the capital. And then at the end of the month, maybe the highest is like 1 month, 2 weeks, the materials will finish. And then I'll go and then whatever profit that we make, I split it into 2. I take half, I give them half.
Wow.
So that they will, at least to encourage them to sort of, because you know, when I was in Kumasi and working at the time that I had nothing, I really wanted some sort of help from someone like that. Maybe you just take me to your shop, I will work, you just feed me, that's all. Because times were hard at the time. I did not get that.
Now, when it comes to the pattern, I mean, the inspiration to do, how do you get inspiration?
Well, I get the inspiration from a lot of things. Sometimes, like 2-3 years ago, you know, there was this designs that came out like filler tops, filler downs. So I thought to myself, okay, why don't I get a slipper to sort of match that? So I created a sample, a filler sample, a Tommy sample, a Gucci sample. So I created those samples, and I really made a lot of sales out of that.
Wow.
So sometimes I just look at what is going on, and then I follow suit.
Now, Nabil, you wanted to go to university to IT.
Yeah.
So do you go to the internet to try your hands to maybe use the internet computer to design things or softwares, or you've not gone to that arena yet?
It is also part of my move from Dunkwa to Kumasi.
Okay.
When I open, now I'm about opening my second shop in Kumasi. When I open, I'll bring one of the boys to Kumasi that I'll be working with. Most of the time, I will leave him at the shop, so I'll have maybe time on my hand to sort of go learn IT. So that I'll be able to maybe know how to do all that in the near future.
So in a day, like a typical shop that you have, let's say the Kumasi one, how many slippers are you able to make?
Okay, the Kumasi one, the current shop that I'm in right now is, you know, where it is, people do not see me. That's why I've rented a new shop. Okay. That I'll be opening pretty soon.
So let's say when you're busy.
When we're busy, we make a lot in a day.
How many?
Like, let's say just my shop.
Okay.
Sometimes maybe when the orders come, sometimes we can use maybe 2 days to do maybe an order. So maybe at that time I had more than, in my shop, I had more than 15 boys just in my shop.
Wow.
So maybe this will do 20 pairs, this will do 10 pairs, this will, I share the workload to all of them. And I will make the tops and then distribute to them to fix.
Okay.
So we can make like, maybe in a day we can finish like 40 slippers. Wow. Just in my shop.
How much does one cost? The range, the price?
Yeah, it depends. You know, sometimes we have people who come and buy and then go and sell.
Okay.
They, that one is 50 cedis a pair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the most ones, that's the one we do more. But like, if you want just a pair for yourself, it used to be 60, but now 76.
Why 70 cedis?
There has been increase in materials, and even it's not even easy to access materials now like then. Sometimes, even yesterday I went to the market and then a woman told me what I was looking for. I went to like 3-4 shops. Everybody said they don't have some. Someone had to show me a different shop before I was able to get my hands on it. So that's one of the major problems that we are facing with shoemaking. Mostly the materials are being controlled by maybe just one person.
Wow.
It's been monopolized. So maybe when he brings it in, any price that he wants, especially when there is maybe changing the currency, any price that he wants, just, and if you don't buy from him, you cannot get from anyone.
Wow. Nabil, when you started working, you say you got some money from Galamsey. Yeah. Have you ever been to bank to borrow money or to expand your business?
Oh no.
Why?
I will say that it's due to my religion.
Okay.
Because of the riba that comes with loan. So I've never even have thought of that.
Never thought of going to?
No.
But you don't want to expand your business?
Well, what I know is that every business takes time to expand. It doesn't, no, sorry. You know, someone can give you like a lot of money to put in business and it will vanish.
Okay.
So I want to take my time to learn everything, not just the shoemaking, by the finance, how to manage like whatever that comes, so that at least in future, if I am to get hold of maybe some support like that, I will know how to use it and use it well.
You've trained a lot of young guys out there, and how many of your people, your guys you've trained, that have been able to stand on their feet to continue the work?
Some of them right after learning, some of them, to Galamsey. Some had to
go back to Galamsey.
But some of them too are still working. But most of the ones that are working in my shops. Because like I told you, the capital, because some of them they don't have the capital and they don't want you to open a shop for them. They want to be on their own, like their own bosses. I don't have a problem with that. Some of them come to me for support. Sometimes I give them materials, maybe they get the money, they pay me back. But they are not able to sustain their business due to the management. Because it's not as easy as it seems. Mostly, maybe when I go to the market, I want to purchase like the best materials, quality ones. I took them to the market, I showed them where I buy all the good stuff. But when they go to the market, they do not do the same. They want cheaper materials. And with that, the customers, you know, when one, you know, it's tell a friend to tell a friend. When the product is good, someone will tell a friend to come purchase. But when you use like maybe inferior materials, and then everybody will stop coming. So with time, and they also don't know how to manage like what they have.
And so you papa you and I'm
because you know you have to save in order to expand your business.
Okay.
If you don't save, the business will not be able to grow. They don't know how to save. Mostly they get the money, they think, oh, they go, they spend it anyhow.
So you've not gone to buy a big car that you ride in? Like you're coming from Kumasi.
I do.
You have a big car?
I do have a car, but you know, mostly with me, before I buy anything, I make sure that I have, mostly, I don't keep my money at the bank. When I get money, I buy materials and I keep. I have like 3 to 4 rooms filled with materials. So I'm always like, I kind of have a backup plan. So when I'm buying anything big, it does not affect me that much because I know that what my job needs are materials. When you see me saving money, maybe I'm saving to open up a shop for one of my boys, but not necessarily maybe just saving it for the sake of saving. So anytime anyone that comes to me, I buy materials. I invest back into my business.
So you got a lot of young guys saying, I mean, I don't have get, I'm struggling to get a job. What would you want to tell someone out there?
You know, as I was saying, like when I was talking about me trying to learn IT and push my business online, there are a lot of guys that are out there. There are, even when you buy something from online, mostly they're the ones that produce it. Sometimes they'll ask you to send part of the money. That part that you send, he will go and purchase the material. He will show it to you. You send him the rest, he send it to you. There are people around. People who know me personally, I know them personally. You have a job. Maybe you come to Naval Shoes. Okay, this is what I want to do. Maybe I have knowledge in IT. So maybe I will want to push some of your products online so that when a customer contacts me, I will give him my price. I don't have problem giving you discount so that you sell it and make money. It's
business.
It's business. So sometimes the business is looking us right in the face, but we don't have the brains to see it.
The business looks at our face, but we don't have the brains to see it. Fantastic. Wow.
So there's a lot of business around.
So how have you been able to use online in the internet to push your business?
Currently, nope. But
not
I'm
started?
working on that. Yeah, I've not started, but I'm working on that.
So during the COVID, you are still doing the normal business?
COVID really helped me a lot.
It rather helped you?
A lot.
In what sense?
But after, what was the problem? You know, like I told you, any money that I get, I buy materials.
Okay.
And I keep. So COVID, people in Kumasi, people in Accra could not move, but we those in the rural areas, right? We could go anywhere, we could go to work, we could do anything. So people could not travel to Kumasi or Accra to maybe those who were with boutiques and that, all that. So they were looking for other alternatives. And, oh, where could I get quality slippers to buy for my, go to Naval Shoes. So it sort of boosted my business.
Wow.
Because people could not come to Kumasi. And from there, they saw the quality of materials, and then the customers that came to them too were satisfied with what
you are producing.
So from there, my business went up. But just after the COVID, that everything sort of
come to normal. Competition is hard. Is the competition in Kumasi or where you work very difficult? The shoe making space is it very difficult?
Okay, currently people don't even have the money to purchase goods. That's not a problem. Not that there is some sort of competition. I don't have problem with competition. But if the customers that will buy the products, currently, people don't have money in their pockets. So they are not purchasing.
Now, so what is the plan that you have for the next 5 years, Nabil Shoes? What kind of company do you want us to foresee?
Okay, first of all, I have registered my company under the Registrar General Department, and I'm looking forward to build it into a very big company. But maybe at the beginning, maybe opening these small shops. There will come a time where I would put them all under one roof, God willing, and then maybe the shops will be showrooms. So the work will be done maybe at a particular place. At that time, when you come there, you're not, like, if you want a job, you'll not be an apprentice. You would have to undergo training though. But we train, you know, so, like I learned in high school, division of labor. You come maybe, you know, we have people who cut the leather, we have people who cut down, so maybe at that time, you will come and maybe you'll be trained how to maybe apply glue on all that, when the business is big.
Wonderful. Nabil,
Yes, sir.
this all time will allow us for today.
Oh, wow.
I'm grateful for traveling all the way from Kumasi to come down here to share your thoughts with us and to let the youth out there know that it's not a lost. From Galamsey, you are now on your own, even paying your workers 6 each month, 3,000 Ghana cedis.
The lowest takes 1,000 cedis.
Wow.
And the highest takes, it's more than 3,000 though, but I'll just have to leave it.
Wow. It's more than 3,000 cedis. It's a great story. We're grateful unto you for your time. So this is how we draw the curtain today on SME Narrative. My guest is Nabil from Kumasi, and who also operates in Dunkonof in the Central Region. Grateful for your time. God willing, we meet next week. If you have a story like this, you can contact us and come and share your narrative with the rest of the Ghanaians. Shalom and God bless you. Bye.